outdoors. Kenya, the shimmering heart of Africa, unfolds from sun-kissed savannas to emerald forests. Within this living tapestry stride roughly 25,000 to 30,000 giraffes, Earth's loftiest ambassadors. Their sheer presence turns every horizon into a postcard, but their influence runs far deeper than a photo-op. Why these gentle giants. Matera, single adult giraffe, devours up to 65 pounds of leaves and shoots every day, thanks to those legendary necks. They harvest treetop buffets unreachable to other herbivores, pruning branches and keeping woodlands airy for birds, antelopes, and even new saplings. But when too many giraffes crowd one patch, balance tips. Research shows they can strip over half a tree's foliage in mere days, robbing it of photosynthesis and pushing tree death rates to 8 to 12%. Without seedlings to replace the fallen elders, canopy cover thins, soils bake, and erosion. Marshes, and especially across Kenya's fragile northern drylands. Left unchecked, lush range can slide toward desert. The road to harmony. So how do we protect both giraffes and their stage? Science-led monitoring. Real-time satellite collars show hotspots before vegetation crashes. Habitat corridors. Linking reserves lets giraffes roam naturally, easing local pressure. Community incentives. Ecotourism dollars reward villages that guard browsing grounds. Last resort population control. When relocation isn't possible, strictly regulated, quota-based hunting backed by independent audits keeps numbers healthy without jeopardizing the species. Every strategy works best together, forming a safety net for both giraffes and the wild web they weave. Your voice counts. Type 1 below if you believe Kenya's giants deserve smart stewardship. Tell us which solution inspires you most. Smash that like so more people meet these towering trailblazers. Subscribe to TGG for fresh windows into the wild world, because when you stay curious, conservation wins. Thanks for watching, and remember, protecting giraffes today is planting shade for tomorrow. A balance between conservation and control. Wildlife enthusiasts. Giraffes, the towering icons of Africa, are more than just majestic creatures. In some regions of Kenya, their overpopulation has begun to disrupt delicate ecosystems, strip vegetation, and tip the natural balance. To address this, Kenya has introduced controlled hunting policies, a controversial yet strategic approach to managing giraffe populations responsibly, and sustainable. Controlled hunting. Every year, the Kenyan government issues around 150 giraffe hunting permits, primarily to vetted international hunters from countries like the United States, Australia, and Europe. This isn't random or reckless, it's science-driven population management. In areas where giraffes have exceeded ecological limits, controlled hunting helps ease grazing pressure, protecting the ecosystem as a whole, but the benefits go further. These permits generate millions of dollars in revenue annually, funds that are reinvested directly into wildlife conservation projects, habitat restoration, anti-poaching programs, support for communities living near giraffe habitats. Strict rules, serious responsibility. Participating in giraffe hunting in Kenya is highly regulated. Hunters must obtain a general hunting license and a specific giraffe permit, both issued by the Kenya Wildlife Service, KWS. Pay fees ranging from $1,200 to $2,500, depending on the location and management needs of the area. Some reserves, like Samburu National Reserve, require extra permits and closer oversight, proof of Kenya's commitment to ethical, well-managed wildlife policy. The tools of the trade. Taking down an animal as massive and resilient as a giraffe isn't easy. It demands precision, preparation, and ethics. Roughly 80 to 85% of hunters use high-caliber rifles like the .375 H&H, 458 Winchester Magnum, or .416 Remington, chosen for their clean, humane impact. About 15 to 20% choose the tougher route, bow hunting, using specially designed broadhead arrows for large game. Essential equipment includes binoculars for scouting, shooting sticks for stability, GPS devices, first aid kits, and camouflage. Gear for safety and stealth in the rugged savanna. Join the debate now, it's your turn. If you believe regulated hunting can support conservation goals, comment 2 below. If you're opposed to giraffe hunting under any circumstances, comment 5. We want to hear every voice. Like this video. Hit subscribe and stay tuned as we explore the complex intersection of wildlife, policy, and preservation across Africa. Conservation isn't just about saving animals, it's about saving balance. Rewritten and more PRSUACV. Welcome back, TGG explorers. Kenya's giraffes tower over the savanna like watchful sentinels, but when populations spike, their long shadows can fall hard on fragile habitats. How do we protect ecosystems, honor animal welfare, and still unlock real economic value for local communities? Let's break down the techniques and the smarter, future-focused alternatives that aim to keep giraffes and grasslands thriving together. 1. Ethical. Precision-driven hunting. Stalk with respect. Skilled teams of 2 to 4 hunters move quietly, keeping 80 to 180 yards between rifle and target, close enough for accuracy, far enough to avoid panic. Humane shot placement. The goal is a single, swift strike to the heart-lung zone just behind the shoulder. Miss that perfect window? A prompt follow-up shot is not just protocol, it's a moral obligation. Roles and accountability. Spotter. Shooter, tracker. Each teammate owns a task, preventing chaos that could extend an animal's suffering. Full transparency. Post-hunt, a detailed report to the Kenya Wildlife Service logs location, sex, health, and any anomalies. These data points steer future quotas and keep the science honest. 2. Greener. Paths forward. While controlled hunting can curb overbrowsing, Kenya is investing in solutions that spare trigger pulls altogether. Habitat restoration. Replant native acacias and hardy shrubs that feed giraffes yet endure drought. Root out invasives that steal water and nutrients from indigenous trees. Strategic relocation. Move excess giraffes to underpopulated reserves in central Kenya. Vets, rangers, and local elders collaborate to ensure safe transport and soft landings. Tech-powered monitoring. Lightweight GPS collars reveal movement corridors and grazing hotspots in real time, letting rangers redirect herds before overbrowsing spirals out of control. Ecotourism and community equity. Safari earnings already funnel millions into Kenya's parks. Scaling up means hiring more local guides, rangers, and artisans so families prosper without squeezing wildlife. Education programs in village schools frame giraffes not as trophies, but as living assets worth far more. Alive in TAXIDERMIED. 3. Your turn to weigh Incan tech, habitat rehab, and tourism shoulder the entire burden, or does responsible hunting still have a seat at the table? Tell us below. Comment, balance if you support a mixed strategy, regulated hunting plus non-lethal tools. Comment, no guns, if you believe Kenya can phase out giraffe hunts completely. And of course smash that like, hit, subscribe, and ring the bell so TGG keeps guiding you through the wild's toughest debates. Together, we're not just spectators. We're stewards of the savanna. Thanks for watching. Protecting giraffes today means safeguarding Kenya's horizon for generations to come. WILDBOARHUNTINGGTOPROTECKENYANZFA are BO just before sunrise. They're back. The wild boars hit the cornfields again. No time to waste. We loaded our gear and hit the road. This wasn't just about a hunt. It was a mission to protect the heartbeat of rural Kenya, our farmers. The sun hadn't yet touched the horizon when we arrived at the battered fields, rows of corn, flattened, cusk-marked, and torn apart. This wasn't a one-time strike. This was an invasion. Want to hear how it all unfolded? Drop a 1 in the comments and stay tuned. The threat is real. Wild boars may look like livestock gone rogue, but don't be fooled. These beasts average 90 to 200 kilograms, and some top 400 kilograms, armed with razor-sharp tusks and feral aggression. Every year, they inflict over $1.5 billion in global crop damage. And here in Kenya, they're turning cornfields into war zones. They don't just ruin harvests, they spread disease, destabilize ecosystems, and threaten the livelihoods of entire communities. The hunt begins. We took position at the field's edge, concealed behind thick brush, every sense alert. Then rustling. A dark shape moved among the stalks. "There it is," I whispered. One breath, one squeeze of the trigger. Crack. The boar jolted and collapsed. Clean hit. But this was just the start. We followed their trail deeper into the farmland. Suddenly, a shadow charged. Fast, furious, unstoppable. We froze. For a second, we thought it would hit us head on. But it veered. Just in time, then bang. A teammate landed a perfect shot. From the tree line, more movement. A new group burst from the corn, fast and hidden. We released the dogs. They flushed out another brute, at least 150 kilos of raw muscle and fury. I steadied my rifle and fired. It dropped. Hard. The mountain chase. A tip came in. The herd was fleeing toward the mountains. We jumped into the truck. I held my rifle, ready as we bounced over rocky roads. The trail was rough, but we weren't backing down. We caught one crossing the path. One shot. One dropped out further up. Another boar appeared, watching us with wild eyes. I didn't hesitate. One breath. One bullet. It crumpled. Then came the ambush. I radioed Mabel. "They're heading your way." Perched on a ridge, she lay prone, watching through her scope. Bang. A shot rang out, echoing through the cliffs. The boar twisted, missed. It dashed for cover. But fate had other plans. We tracked it to a clearing where it paused just long enough, and that was all we needed. As I descended the slope, a massive beast exploded from the bush, charging straight at me. No time to think, just instinct. Bang, bang, 2 shots. One life saved. One menace neutralized. The mission continues. We didn't come out here for sport. We came to defend fields, protect families, and restore balance. These wild boars don't just threaten crops. They threaten everything we're trying to preserve. What would you do in our boots? Would you stand back or stand up? If you support protecting farmlands and rural life, drop a comment, hit like, and subscribe for more real stories from the front lines of Kenya's wild. This isn't just a hunt. It's a fight for survival, and we're not backing down. WILDBOARHUNTINGCHALLENGESNTACC. On the hunted becomes the hunter. Will you survive? What began as a routine wild boar hunt turned into a pulse-pounding battle for survival. In the heart of Kenya's wilderness, we weren't just hunters anymore, we were being hunted. These beasts don't run, they charge. Armed with tusks sharp enough to tear flesh, and muscle packed into 100 to 400 kilograms of raw fury. Wild boars aren't just agricultural pests. They're dangerous predators. This was no game, it was war. The encounter, As dusk painted the sky with burning gold, we raced down dirt trails, our truck bouncing between barren trees and open fields. This was prime time when wild boars emerged from hiding to forage and destroy. Suddenly, we spotted them. A herd on the move, coarse coats rippling, eyes alert. They're hard to see, hard to stop, and worse, they're carriers of disease. Have you ever faced these creatures up close? If yes, comment 2. If not, drop a 5 and keep watching. You might reconsider. The ambush. The moment they sensed us, they scattered. But we were faster. Gunfire cracked through the still air. Several dropped where they stood, others vanished into the dense forest. We gave chase, scaling rocky outcrops, every footstep crunching leaves underfoot. The silence was deafening. Until the dogs barked. They'd found the herd. We froze, rifles up, hearts pounding. Then a blur. A boar lunged through the underbrush. I fired. The echo ricocheted off stone and trees. Direct hit. One down. But the hunt had just begun. The forest fight, after a short rest, we pushed deeper into unfamiliar terrain. Dogs barked violently ahead. That's when it charged, a jet-black shadow ripping through the bushes. I raised my rifle, calm despite the chaos, and fired one clean shot to the skull. The 60-kilogram brute fell instantly. Its once powerful body now still. But rest was a luxury we couldn't afford. We weren't alone in this fight. Other hunters had joined the campaign, locals, rangers, conservationists. All united by one mission: defend the land. Tactical warfare. I found a spot near thick brush perfect for ambush. Suddenly, a massive boar burst into the clearing. I fired again and again. It took 5 brutal shots to bring it down. This was no ordinary animal. This was a monster, a survivor. No time to recover. The dogs locked onto another target. We rushed to cut it off. One clean shot later, another threat neutralized. 2 more adult wild boars taken down in under 10 minutes. We pressed forward, hearts racing. I climbed a hilltop, hoping to intercept the escape route. And there in the fading light I saw it. It paused. I didn't. One shot and it was over. The fight isn't over. The final haul was impressive. But the damage these invasive beasts cause? It's measured not just in crops but in fear, disease, destruction, and broken livelihoods. This isn't just a hunt. It's a necessary defense of Kenya's rural life. So we ask you, is this brutal battle worth fighting to protect farms and families? Let us know in the comments. Hit like, subscribe, and share if you stand with those defending the land against nature's most relentless invaders. Because this war isn't over and we won't stop until it is 2-2. STRATEGICWILDBO on DONTAINGONTAIN. When nature turns destructive, strategy becomes survival. At first light, we moved out not for sport, but for duty. The wild boars had taken too much. This time, we weren't waiting for them to strike again. We were going straight into the mountains to the stronghold to end the devastation at its source. The trap is set before sunrise. We position 2 feeding troughs on a trail known to see heavy boar activity. Each was loaded with a blend of corn, pellets, and a unique scent designed to lure them in. We lay in total silence, hidden in the trees, rifles ready, then movement. A massive shadow crept toward the first trough. No words, no noise, just the moment. One shot, one clean takedown. The hunt expands. At the second trough 500 meters away, another target approached. We waited and waited, but something had shifted. The herd was onto us. Time to adapt. We advanced to a nearby plateau, lush, rocky, and full of cover, a perfect sanctuary for wild boars. And we were right. At just over 200 meters, we spotted Them, fire. Panic spread through the herd. Every escape blocked. The ambush worked. A sharp shot rang out. The lead boar dropped like a hammer. It was huge, a true trophy, but more than that, a clear threat neutralized. The chase through chaos, several escaped. We tracked them through the rugged terrain for nearly 2 hours, cutting across ridges and steep slopes. Finally, another opportunity. One shot, one more down. By now, the adrenaline was surging. The remaining boars made a desperate sprint for the mountain peak 500 meters out. They were fast, but we were ready. I held steady, waited for the rhythm of its movement, and fired. Direct hit. My teammates followed suit, dropping 2 more. The final assault, as daylight began to fade, we spotted more dark figures moving in. The field, another herd. They were 160 meters away. I fired a volley, the leader fell. What followed was a full-blown chase through the open terrain. Boars ran, but we were quicker. One by one, they went down. From ground to air, the next morning, our mission continued with a new perspective. As the helicopter lifted off, the landscape stretched out below, scarred fields, broken fences, the aftermath of destruction. Beside me sat hunters with decades of experience, focused, silent, prepared. Below us, another herd. They moved tightly, sensing danger. Shots rang from above, controlled, accurate, decisive. This wasn't thrill-seeking. This was a mission. These hunters were protecting lives, livelihoods, and land. The message: this is what wild boar hunting really looks like. Not glory, not games, but necessity. These creatures may look like animals, but when left unchecked, they become a force of chaos, destroying crops, spreading disease, and endangering entire communities. If you support the mission to protect farms and restore balance to our land, like this video. Subscribe to the channel so you never miss a step in this ongoing battle. Let us know, what would you do if wild boars invaded your home? Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next hunt, because this fight is far from over. OSTRIC HPOPULATI ONCONTROLINSOUTHA RVRICA. When nature runs wild, how do we take back control? In South Africa, a surprising threat is speeding out of control: the exploding ostrich population. At first glance, these towering birds may seem like harmless wildlife curiosities. But behind those feathers is a real and rising danger. Built for speed, capable of chaos, ostriches are more than just the world's largest birds. They're biological missiles on legs, capable of running at 50 miles per hour, fast enough to outrun cyclists, chase down cars, and cause chaos on public roads. Still not convinced it's serious? Recent viral clips show ostriches charging after people on bikes and sprinting alongside highway traffic. This isn't just wild, it's dangerous. Each ostrich weighs up to 350 pounds, and at those speeds, one collision can spell disaster. Annual damages from ostrich-related incidents now exceed $1.2 million, including vehicle repair costs, medical bills from injuries, economic losses to transport and agriculture. A population growing out of control, the real concern? This isn't slowing down. A single ostrich hen can lay up to 25 eggs per breeding season, and survival rates are rising thanks to favorable environments and fewer predators. The result? A 12% annual growth rate in ostrich populations across some regions. If left unchecked, this means more road accidents, greater strain on emergency services, increased risk for pedestrians, cyclists, and even school children in rural communities. Time for solutions before it's too late. Managing the ostrich population isn't just a conservation issue anymore, it's a public safety crisis. We need smarter fencing systems along rural highways, relocation and habitat zoning programs, public awareness campaigns to prevent close human-ostrich encounters, scientific oversight to regulate breeding in high-density zones. What can you do? If this issue concerns you, don't scroll away. Comment 1 to join the conversation and push for smarter, safer wildlife solutions. Like this video to spread awareness. Subscribe for more updates on how humans and wildlife can coexist without conflict. Let's work together to make South Africa's roads and communities safer for both people and animals. Because ignoring the problem only makes it faster. CONTROLLEDOSTRICHUNTINGINGINSOUTHAFRICA. When population control meets precision, safety follows. South Africa is facing a growing challenge, a rapid rise in ostrich numbers. While these birds are iconic, their overpopulation poses real risks to both humans and ecosystems. To address this, the South African government has launched strictly controlled ostrich hunting programs, designed not only to manage numbers but to ensure safety, ecological balance, and responsible conservation. Hunting with purpose, not recklessness. This isn't a free-for-all, it's highly regulated and structured. Before any hunter takes aim, they must hold a valid firearms license issued only after a 35-day background check that confirms mental fitness and a clean criminal record. Complete certified gun safety training covering weapon handling, wildlife laws, and ethical hunting practices. Secure a regional ostrich hunting permit granted by authorities in provinces like Gauteng, KwaZulu-Natal, and Northern Cape. Every regulation exists to protect not only the hunter, but the entire ecosystem. Hunting season and ethical practice in areas like the Northern Cape Savanna. Ostrich hunting is allowed only between April and July, outside the breeding season. This ensures no disruption to nesting hens, reduced stress on young populations, ethical removal of mature, overabundant birds. Hunters rely on large caliber rifles such as the .416 Rigby or Remington Model 700 weapons known for power, precision, and ensuring quick, humane takedowns in rugged terrain. Impact by the numbers. A skilled hunter can legally remove 12 to 18 ostriches per day, totaling up to 720 during the 40-day season. Since new policies were enforced in 2019, over 6,000 ostriches have been removed from overcrowded areas. More than 800 dangerous encounters, including road collisions and farm invasions, have been prevented. Ostrich hunting has been limited to healthy adults only. Protecting the long-term balance of the ecosystem, each operation is monitored. Hunters are prohibited from overhunting, and strict penalties of up to $60,000 or jail time are imposed for violations. This ensures hunting remains a tool for sustainability, not exploitation. Ground versus air. The efficiency question. Helicopter hunting conducted from August to October also plays a key role, especially in inaccessible regions. While it culls up to 1,800 ostriches annually, the method is costly and resource-heavy, used only once per year due to expensive aviation fuel, high equipment and maintenance costs, the need to minimize noise and environmental disruption. In contrast, firearm-based ground hunting offers a cost-effective, highly targeted solution that can be repeated more regularly and with greater flexibility. What do you think? Are you in favor of using firearms and well-regulated ostrich population control? If yes, comment 2. If not, comment 5 and tell us why. Like this video to support responsible wildlife management. Subscribe for more insights into how conservation and community safety can go hand in hand. Ostrich overpopulation is no longer a distant concern, it's here, and it's serious. But with science-backed strategies and ethical enforcement, South Africa is fighting back safely. smartly, and sustai.nably.22. ostrichmeatutilisation economicbenef1ts, turning population control into prosperity. After each successful ostrich hunt in South Africa, the mission doesn't end with conservation, it continues through smart, sustainable meat utilization that benefits the entire economy. High-value protein, low environmental impact ostrich meat is gaining recognition as a nutritional powerhouse. High in protein, low in fat and cholesterol, lean, flavorful, and versatile, whether it's tender steaks, gourmet sausages, or specialty cuts for export, ostrich meat is a premium product that's reshaping modern menus in both domestic and international markets. The economic ripple effect: South Africa's ostrich meat industry generates over $18 million per year, supporting local farmers and hunting operators, butchers, processors, and culinary entrepreneurs. Jobs in rural communities where opportunities are often limited. This industry isn't just sustainable, it's community-powered. Every bird harvested under controlled programs contributes to both environmental balance and financial upliftment. Safety first. Hygiene and health regulations. Every cut of meat passes through strict quality control systems to ensure it's safe for consumption. Government-certified facilities handle processing. Hygiene inspections ensure the meat meets domestic and international health standards. Nothing goes to waste. Meat, skin, and byproducts are all repurposed for commercial use. This isn't just hunting. It's a full-circle system from field to table with ethics, economy, and ecosystem in mind. Let's hear from you. What's your opinion on using ostrich meat as a solution to overpopulation? Got a creative idea to make it more effective? Drop it in the comments. We'd love to feature your thoughts in a future video. If this opened your eyes to how South Africa turns conservation into opportunity, like the video, subscribe for more smart solutions from the wild, share it with a friend, help spread awareness, not just information. Thanks for watching to the end. See you next time, where nature meets strategy and every solution starts with you.